All right, Dominica. Sorry for the late start, but we're here. Dr. Thompson Fontaine is in the house with me as well. This afternoon, we're going to focus on the 2 day summit at the Jungle Bay Resort and Spa that everyone who attended, said it was an excellent experience, which began, of course, on Tuesday night with the dinner and awards. And at this time, I want to say congratulations. I'm sure Dr. Fontaine will agree with me that was well executed. The producer, Mr. Simeon Joseph. We're hoping to join Simeon in a few minutes. So again, let's say good afternoon to Dr. Thompson Fontaine. Dr. Fontaine, good afternoon to you. How you doing?
Matt, very good afternoon to you and to many
You said I
listeners.
leave a lot of energy.
Yes, I am. I am energized. I am, ecstatic after what happened Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday here in Dominica. Great stuff.
Great stuff, great stuff. Of course, it began on Tuesday night, and a lot of persons seem moved by your speech at the very beginning. A lot of people were moved to tears, given what you, of course, spoke about, and then you bringing the country together. You spoke of unity, and that was very emotional. Then,
Yes, Matt. In fact, I only realized the impact that I had after I was through speaking and I began to speak to other people.
Hmm.
And they were still wiping tears from their eyes. What are you guys crying about? They say, well, you made us cry. I'm like, what? Me? So yeah, I think, it was not planned, obviously. It was not planned, but I really truly feel badly about our young people and what they're going through in Dominica, and and the stresses that they're under, and that is what I guess brought up those emotions. And not only that, it was very raw because I've been going around the past 2 3 weeks I've been here. I've been going around the island, different, and it's the same story. Every place you go is the same thing. So I guess in that regard, that's why it just happened the way it did. But
It just came naturally.
it just came naturally. But what was more surprising was the reaction of other people. Yeah.
I went through the crowd and a few big men were basically saying, "Matt, I'm still teary."
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
was amazed.
It was real. It was real, and it was quite an interesting moment. And I think, in a way, it helped capture the importance and the seriousness of this problem that we have in Dominica. I
Mhm.
think I think people understood, and in a way, that reaction that we saw from other persons is the same reaction that I had. So I think in that sense, it's an understanding of what is going on for young people, an understanding of the kind of hopeless state which most of our young people find themselves, and why I think we need to do something about it.
All right, let's talk about. We expect to be joined by Simeon Joseph, who I will congratulate again for doing an excellent job producing this whole summit.
I mean, it would not have been possible without him. I can tell you this. We had a planning committee, and of course, my huge thanks to the planning committee. Some who want to remain just behind the
Anonymous.
scenes, anonymous. But certainly, Simeon, he was responsible. And from the first day I asked him, he was very much involved, very much interested. And I must say, Matt, without his involvement, I don't think we would have been able to execute as well as we did. And so what you saw was it was a well programmed activity.
It
He
just,
was
it,
there. Every single minute was scripted, and it was just unbelievable. For me, it was a different type of experience because you're used to doing things, and there were times I got a little bit flustered. So I'm like, why is this now? And he's calling me and saying, Thompson, just leave it alone, okay? That is taken care of. Don't worry about it.
okay.
That kind of thing. So yeah, so I thought, I really want to say kudos to Simeon,
Mhm.
kudos as well to the rest of the planning committee that were with us for the past several weeks planning this thing, and at the end of the day, we were able to put forward an awards ceremony that you can only dream about. I think it turned out very, very, very well. Our honorees were quite excited as well, and we are just really happy for what transpired.
All right, let's talk about the award. That's what happened first in the first day, first night. Um, why these people? That's a big question. Why these people?
Yes, so there were a set of criteria that was used
Uh-huh.
to determine, because we knew that there were going to be those kinds of questions, and not only that, for every person you select, there are possibly 10 or 12 more like them that could have been selected.
Mhm.
So at the end of the day, we wanted to have a transparent process as possible. Personally, I did not know any of the. I don't think I knew any of the individuals. Some of them I was hearing about for the very first time. Well, I knew some. For example, I knew about Mr. Perryman by from his work in diving and so on, and the blue economy. But others I did not. I may have heard the name, but I did not know about. So we were looking for persons who were doing innovative things in the area. We were looking for persons who were generally young, younger people in that regard. We are also looking for persons who, whatever it is that they are doing, could be scaled up, in the sense that you could identify this person, say, what it is that you're doing now. You're at this level, say you're at 10%, we can probably take you now to 20, 30, 40%. We can you can scale up whatever it is that you're doing. So that was a very important consideration as well, scalability. So you'll see that in each of those areas where the persons were selected, these were the criteria that were applied.
All right, because a few people actually text me while I was there and saying they wanted to understand why these people, you know.
Yeah, yeah. So and because of the way the ceremony itself went, we were not able to read the bios of a lot of them. In fact, none of them really. We were able to read their bios in terms of what they had accomplished. So to some people, they were new. Okay, so we're not necessarily looking for the most outstanding person in manufacturing, because if that was the case, that would have gone to Benjo Simos, because I think in terms of manufacturing in Dominica, he's been there for 42 years, most well established and so on. But we were looking for, we decided to go with uh, B, what it is, be honey, be natural, sorry, be natural products, because of the, it's very innovative, doing a lot of different products using the honey, different types of products, that she's able to do.
Mm-hmm.
And she's found a niche market here in Dominica. She's exporting, so that is very scalable. That is something that you can actually build. It's unique for Dominica. It's a unique honey coming out of Dominica that is used for those types of products that can be scalable. Then when we looked at the renewable energy sector, we looked at PICAT Innovations. PICAT Innovations, they're doing a lot of work with solar and so on. Then for the agriculture, we looked at Mr. Zaka. What he's been able to bring to agriculture in Dominica is that he's been able to make a lot of inputs a lot more affordable to farmers. Bloombox, they've done a lot to make the cost. And when I spoke to him, he was telling me that what his concern was when he looked around Dominica and he saw the prices that farmers were paying for a lot of the products, and he felt that he could make a huge difference
Mm-hmm.
by having a lot cheaper products, the same type of product, but bring down the price substantively to reduce on the input. So that we thought was very innovative. How can I help the farmer improve his output? How can I help the farmer improve his productivity? So that is the innovative part of that, for agriculture.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the kind of thing that we were looking for. Culture. When we look at Ordel, we looked at somebody who has contributed significantly for many, many, many years. Not only is he a great cultural artist, but he's also passing on. He's using his skills to teach the younger generation the accordion and the different types of musical instruments that are used in the cultural industry. So that's the kind of things that we're looking for, and I think it really helped put a good spotlight on those honorees, and we really wanted to thank them for the work that they have been doing.
Also, what you said about the opening itself, that dinner that night.
I thought it was good in the sense that it met our expectations, and it met a very high expectation set by Mr. Simeon Joseph. Certainly, I thought everybody played the part. The persons who came, they really enjoyed it. I mean, I spoke to a number of persons. They were happy to be there. So it was a happy moment for a lot of people. And but beyond that, I think the focus, so we were able to, in fact, which is what I, from the very beginning, I kind of imagined that we would be able to have an awards ceremony, but also have an opening ceremony at the same time. And that worked really well. So that we had the opening, we were able to set the stage for the next 2 days, what to expect in the next 2 days coming up. We were able to do that. But in addition, we were able to really have this honor and make it that kind of glitzy. And a lot of people, the term a lot of persons used on the internet is class. A lot of people talk about the return of class, a classy event, classic, that kind of thing. And I felt it, and even looking at the pictures now, it still does appear that it was well done, and we want to thank all those who were involved, of course, those who did the decorating, those who did the decoy. It was just a really nice evening.
It was different.
It was different. It was elegant. It was classy. It was good. It was sensible.
All right, let's just take a quick break. I suspect Mr. Simeon may be trying to get in touch with me at this time, so I will try to take a quick break and we'll try to connect with Simeon. Hold on. He's my friends. I'm gonna start off with this song again, singing all his praises when you deserve it, huh? Simeon Joseph. Everybody's talking about the kind of job you did in producing that show, The Summit. I know he's one who doesn't love that kind of praise, but this afternoon, I think you deserve every beat, huh? A great production there of the 3-day summit, the night of the award ceremony, the dinner, and of course, good afternoon to you, Simeon Joseph. I know. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, Matt. Good afternoon, Matt.
Good
How are
afternoon
you?
to you. Good. We were just talking about the kind of production that we saw there, which everybody is now describing as classy, Simeon. How did you put this one together? I know you had a team, but how did you gel everything together?
Matt, months of planning. The point is, first of all, let me just dispel your remarks about praises to me. No man ever deserves praises. All praises always go to God Almighty.
I agree with that
Okay?
one, yes.
Flesh and blood are not the reasons for our existence. It's always because of the grace, the intervention, and the direction of the Almighty. So to God be all glory and all praises. Okay. Um, so that's it. First of all, Matt, not me alone. I was invited by Dr. Fontaine and other officers of the United Workers' Party to advise them on the event management for their awards dinner, as well as their 3-day conference, and I gladly consented. I consented for two reasons. One, the word Dominica was in there, and anything to do for Dominica, I'd be happy to do it. And secondly, the other reason was because of the inclusive nature and the thrust that they put into that program. So once I was called upon to do it, I always put my best foot forward. I'm a person, I always strive for 200%, because if I strive for 200%, I will fall on 100%. I never aspire to 100%. In life, if you aspire to 100% and you don't meet 100% mark, you'll be 98, 99, 70, 80. So you have to aspire for 200%. And if you fall short of that, you know you will hit the 100% mark. But it was a very good initiative. I mean, there were other people on the ground that I was able to direct through phone and through computer and everything, and directed. We've worked together in the past, Matt. We've worked for the Q95 Stock Talent Search. We worked on
QTS.
that for 4 years. QTS.
QTS,
We
yes.
worked on that for 4 years. When we were doing that, everybody knew that it was a very high standard thing. And the thing about myself is that I always make sure that what I do, whatever I do, it has to come out good. I don't do it for the sake of doing it, but in life, when you do things, you have to do it to come out good. So that's how it was done. And with the cooperation of Dr. Fontaine and the members of the UWP, as well as the other technical people that I sourced to assist me, everybody worked together. It's a question of working together, of understanding the common task and being able to fulfill the requirements and the expectations to produce things. That's what event production is about. And of course, because of my years of experience and knowledge in event management, I always try to invest it in the most practical and possible way for whatever event that I choose to, I'm involved in planning and executing.
But see, what word you would use to describe the event itself?
Well, I think the event was I would say fitting and relevant in the sense that listen, we had an economic summit, and everybody is aware of the background of the economic summit. Everybody would know that. Let us be practical. From a political perspective, the economic situation in Dominica right now is not bright. People can't pay their bills. The business places are suffering. The average Dominican public servant and the average Dominican family are struggling to make ends meet. The farmers are struggling. The tourist vendors are struggling. The fishermen are struggling. The restaurant owners, the people involved in tourism, every sector of the economy is now swimming in a miry clay, wondering whether they are sinking or whether they are drowning. That's the first background you want to place that in. And so when somebody comes forth and says, let's see what we can do to let the average Dominican have money in their pocket. Let's see what we can do to have the average shopkeeper and restaurant owner and farmer and fisherman have a better life for themselves. Let's see what we can do so the hoteliers and the restaurateurs and the taxi drivers and all the people involved in the Dominican economy, the construction workers, the musicians, the agricultural people, to be able to not only make ends meet, but to flourish and to succeed economically. One has to support that because at the end of it all, beyond party political affiliations and identities, Dominica is what is important. And who makes up Dominica? It's not political parties or political ideologies. What makes up Dominica are the people of Dominica, the populace of Dominica, where the word politics comes from. And so if you want to serve people in politics, you have to think of the populace, the people. If you are in politics and you do not focus on the populace, the population from which politics come from, you might as well not be in politics. And if you are in politics and the population is suffering, you got to ask yourself a question, should you be in politics? So anybody who's in politics who wants to advance the life of the populace, the population from which politics come from, because that's what politics is not about governance. Politics is about people. So, and that is the misnomer and the misunderstanding that many people have. They go into politics to serve authority. You don't go into politics to serve authority. You go into politics to serve people. And so anybody who wants to go into politics and is deciding, okay, we want to make the life of the people better, the farmers, the fishermen, the construction workers, the people involved in tourism, the IT industry, the musicians, they deserve support. And so that is why I threw my heart and soul behind it. And that is why I think it was very relevant and very appropriate at this time to have this economic summit and to do it with a very high standard and a very high quality and to make sure that it came out and it was inspiring.
Well, tell me, what about those who might still describe it as another talk shop?
I don't think it was a talk shop, Matt, because from the night of the award ceremony, you sure it was not a talk shop. We had an award ceremony that displayed a very high standard of putting your money where your mouth is. So let me dwell on that a little bit, Matt. Okay. The awardees on the night were not just selected just like that. I'll tell you how they were done. right? There was a committee put in place, one to plan the award ceremony, and another committee put in place to choose the awardees. Okay, the awardees was a process. The people were asked to nominate people from different constituencies. Then there was a totally independent group. Now you'd be surprised to know that the and one of the criteria where they had to be youth, they had to be involved with entrepreneurship, they had to be involved with scalability, and it must not only go for UWA people. There were many labor, you could call it strong Labor Party businesses and persons who were nominated, people who have no interest in politics. And then that was done. It was shortlisted. And after it was shortlisted, I decided I'm going to form a team of 3 or 4 independent people to go out there and to validate the selection of these people. So people went actually to the business places, spoke to people, did their own research to ensure that the people who would be ultimately obtaining the awards were really deserving of it. In recent times, you've seen some of like our National Day Award becoming a thing where, for instance, it's like giving out tablets and coconut cheese. You know, when a grandmother calls her children for afternoon recess, and here's a piece of cake for you, here's a tablet. That's what our National Sister Awards have come from. And so it
has come too, yes?
Yeah, and I've come too. You know, just a little token of giving this one, that one. And sometimes when these people get the awards, you wonder, what have they done? What is their standing in society? What has been their contribution? Except that you can say the only thing is that they are affiliated to the ruling party. That's not the standard upon which you give national recognition. So it could be, because so that is why we sought to make it very national. And making it national, it was not just the candidates. As a matter of fact, most of the political candidates were not involved. They were a group of business people. There were 3 groups of people who were involved in the selection process to decide who is going to receive the awards. And so you cannot doubt that the people who receive the awards in sports CLR for Davidson Edwards, Anthony Edwards, Tikweglo Show, these are, nobody can dispute now the reasons for them. Because, and not only that, the focus was on young people who are creating a promissory impact on the Dominican society. When it comes to the conference, it was called a summit, Matt. And so we have to understand why it was called a summit. And it was called a summit because it would be bringing together of the best of Dominica, okay? Where we would invite the best of Dominica. And so many of the best of Dominica were invited to come and make contributions and to give. A lot of the business sectors were invited. A lot of the key sectors of Dominica were invited. Unfortunately, and which is maybe if we get a chance, and I would like to talk about it this afternoon, many people chose not to participate. Many expressed fear in participation, which was very unfortunate. As a matter of fact, when you have to look at it, invitation was sent to the National Bank of Dominica. Did they send someone? No. Invitations were sent to DAIC and these key organizations in Dominica to come and listen what an opposition party would like to do for the country from an economic perspective. Some of the people found that it was not necessary to attend. And even some people who attended were sort of called by inconspicuous persons to tell them what were they doing there. And so it's unfortunate. But nonetheless, when you look at it, when you look at the topics, when you look at the presenters who were presenting on the topic, that's the best of Dominica. We had Dominicans who are qualified in the best of their fields, who had a track record in the best of their fields. And as a result of it, we call a summit where you can discuss and make proposals as the way Dominica should go. Okay, and it's open to anybody to do it. And I think that is where the driving policies will take place on those things. So if people would have the opportunity to digest the information that was shared, if people have an opportunity to assimilate and take in the presentations, and I like to encourage Dominicans to go on the different social media platforms, those who did not come and listen. Now, one of the good things, Matt, is that perhaps some people didn't go, but many people were looking in. As a matter of fact, the night of the awards, there were 17,000 viewers, and which is amazing because so many people who were asked to buy tickets said they would be afraid to go because they don't want to be seen to be there. And just look at the number of people who tuned in, 17,000 at one point, looking onto the awards. So, I mean, I'm saying that to say that it was more than a talk shop. It was an opportunity where the best and brightest of Dominican minds would come together and make presentations. The government of Dominica was invited. The Excellency, the President of Dominica was invited. The people did not show up, but nonetheless, it was an opportunity to bring Dominica together under an inclusive tent, being able to discuss, being able to critique, being able to analyze, being able to critically examine whatever suggestions that were made for the advancement of Dominica, for Dominicans, from an economic perspective of Dominican professionals, not Chinese, not Syrians, not foreigners, but the brightest of the minds of Dominicans making proposals for Dominica and Dominicans to advance. And everybody who participated in the summit or who attended the summit ought to be proud of themselves that at that forum, the recipes and the suggestions and the formulas for the economic revival of Dominica did not come from foreigners or foreign states or foreign entities, but it came from the brains and the logic and the experience and the mindset of the best of Dominicans. And that is what Dominica needs to move Dominica forward. We don't need foreigners. We don't need expatriates. We do not need people who don't even know what Dominica looks like or what Dominica was or what it should become. And so that is what. So you could say, therefore, that you had the utterance of the very blood and sweat of the brains and the resources of Dominicans to move Dominica forward.
Yeah, here's one note somebody just sent me. The awards dinner, that's one person from the diaspora. The awards dinner of the Economic Summit was one of class, high standards, and an event we have not had in a long time. It was not a wash your foot and come in dressed in red with Waylay like a CWO, rum and nasty business, like we had never seen it before. Take a bow, Dr. Thompson Fountain and your team, Simeon, and the ERC for an excellent job. Well done. Yeah?
But Matt, in closing, I would want to say this, that it was not easy planning this conference. And one way it was not easy is because there was a lot of resistance, doubt from many Dominicans. I would like to tell you, Matt, and maybe Dr. Thompson should not say it. I would not encourage him to say it. But as the event organizer and the person behind the scenes, I became very concerned, alarmed, and even a bit, you could say, concerned of the state of the climate of fear that Dominicans are living in. And I'm going to touch on that, Matt, this afternoon. Allow me to touch on that.
Go ahead.
Many prominent professional independent Dominicans in various categories were asked to be part of the conference. I'm talking about professionals in agriculture, in tourism, in building industry, in the IT industry, etc. I'm looking at also about performers who were asked to sing. I'm looking at DJs who were asked to be there. I'm looking at independent people who were asked to participate in the conference. Bankers, businessmen, people in organizations in Dominica, and many of them expressed fear that do not want to be seen at a UWP function.
You're joking.
That if they go to a dinner, or if they sing to make their money, because the people who performed did not perform free of charge, or even the DJs who had to play were not going to do it free of charge. You know, the only people who would be asked were the presenters, okay? And so many of these people, I can tell you, Matt, either delayed there. Sometimes when I contacted them initially, many of them said yes. But when Dr. Thompson Fountain tried to contact them, when they were expecting calls from him, they would never even answer their phones because they were afraid to become part of or be identified if an event that is organized by the UWP.
It has become that serious?
Yes, I cannot understand that professionals in Dominica, okay, people who are independent, qualified with bachelors and masters, okay, or people who are involved in the entertainment industry, in making their own money, can be so fearful to be independent to make their money. And that was what it was. Even people who were invited to participate in the conference would say, "Boy, I'm afraid I don't want people to see me there. If them people see me there, what would happen?" That is a very sad situation to see. This is where Dominica has become. That people are afraid, even in their own professional right, even in their own economic security, to be associated. And that just goes to show even more now why Dominica needs a change in climate and atmosphere and political reality. Because if Dominicans have to be afraid to attend a conference or to attend the dinner, that shows you how ominous of a political situation we are existing in. And so hats off to the people who came, hats off to those who chose to participate. Even some people, Matt, who were given awards, right, were afraid to come and were asking should they come and should they receive the award. You have been given an award for recognizing you in your successful endeavor in your field. And people were afraid to come, and some people were calling me, should I come? Should I send somebody? What will happen to my business? I will be victimized, etc. Matt, this tells
level
you
of fear, boy.
It tells you the level of ominous and reality. I say ominous because fear is of the devil. And I'd like to end today, Matt, because I don't have much time, by telling Dominicans the following. That their vulnerability, okay, right, does not mean that they are weak. Vulnerability does not necessarily mean weakness. Because many times we feel we are vulnerable in front of the powerful, in front of the mighty, in front of the rich. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we have to be weak. And I'll give examples. Moses was vulnerable before Pharaoh. Pharaoh was the ruler of Egypt. He owned the kingdom at the time. And Moses was a slave. Okay? And Moses knew that he was vulnerable. Moses knew that he could have been persecuted and prosecuted by Pharaoh. Moses knew that he didn't have the financial resources and or he didn't have even the influence to overcome the Pharaoh. Well, what Moses did, Moses realized that although he was vulnerable, he was not weak. He could stand up to Pharaoh, right? David was vulnerable before Goliath. David did not have the large army that Goliath had. David did not have the armor and the strength and the towering might that Goliath had. David was vulnerable. He did not have the weapons. He did not have it. And he was much younger than Goliath. But David did not realize, did not admit he did not see his vulnerability as a weakness before Goliath. And so David was able to use his strength and to overcome Goliath. We are a Christian nation, Dominica. The Jesus Christ that we worship was vulnerable before Herod and Pilate and the Roman authorities and the Jewish authorities of the day. And Jesus Christ, who was vulnerable, whipped, carried on the cross, crucified on the cross, placed in a tomb, okay, was vulnerable at the might of the Roman and the Jewish authorities. But even if he was vulnerable, he knew the strength that was within him to burst forth from the tomb and to show the Roman and the Jewish authorities that even if they had power, his strength was greater than their power. And that is where Dominicans have to come to today. We may think that we are vulnerable before an authority that is dominating, that is rich, that is powerful. We may think that we are vulnerable in the face of all the challenges, but we ought not to be weak, all right? Because our vulnerability must not be weakness. Those who think that they are strong will realize that there is a Goliath, there's a Moses, there's a David, and there's the conviction of Christ in each of us to face the giants and the powers and the authorities and the armies that we have to face on a daily basis and show them that we can be stronger. And that's what I'd like to call out the professionals who are afraid, the musicians who are afraid, the business people who are afraid, all those who think that they are afraid of the so-called power in front of them, and let them realize that's what, because my people call me, are you not afraid? Why should I be afraid? Why should I be afraid of flesh and blood? Why should I be afraid of those who why should I be afraid to help an organization in Dominica to speak for the betterment of Dominica, non-political. You know, there are many Dominicans who've been saying the UWP has been fighting, making noise, demonstrating, this and that and that and that. Or if Lennox wasn't so arrogant, if Lennox wasn't so this, if UWP, now they are getting something calm, they have a different excuse. Right? These are the very same people who will say, you'd have been demonstrating they're always making trouble. Now they get a non-trouble, a non-demonstrating, a non-this, a non-that, a calm thing of class, of high standards, where they could participate. Then they are also saying they now they want to find another excuse. So you see, Matt, that's why I say it's an ominous cloud of fear that is overshadowing Dominicans. And it is so concerning and shameful that people of God have to be afraid of flesh and blood. And that when you want to contribute, you have to think. So I would say, Matt, shame on the DIC, shame on the NBD, shame on the Dominica Employers Federation, shame on the Dominica Hotel and Tourism Association, shame on all those organizations in Dominica who have Dominica before them, who are supposed to be working to Dominica towards the betterment of Dominica, and were afraid to show up because of any problem. It was free. The lunch was free. The snacks were free. The transportation was free. Everything was free. There was nothing to be paid, and yet they did not show. So that just goes to show you, Matt, where Dominicans are at this present time, and the need for even more strength and hope, so people can stand up against the powers. And I would end is not our vulnerability must not necessarily mean we may be vulnerable now. We may be existing in a situation of fear. We may be vulnerable because perhaps our economic situation personally is not good. We may be vulnerable because we have to exist under very autocratic, fascist, seemingly dictatorial regime right now. But that doesn't mean that because they appear to be strong, that we are necessarily weak. Because the strength in each of us can overcome any Goliath, any Herod, and any Roman and Jewish authority that we have to face, because we are children of God with a right to exist.
Simeon Joseph, thank you. Of course, very, very powerful, you will admit, huh?
Absolutely, Matt. I mean, I could not have said it better, and I really thank Simeon for just pouring out his heart there. It's incredible. It is incredible just to think about it, and as you said, just this blanket of fear, because that's what it is. I remember, and I'm not going to give name, but that's not the importance, But I remember this one person in particular. When I called them to ask them if they would accept the offer, they were so excited, and really thanked me and really thanked us for thinking of them and so on. And then a few weeks later, I'm trying to call that person because I need to get some information, because we're going to do a write-up on them and so on. And the person would not answer my call. So I'm calling, I'm texting, I'm calling again, and I found it strange. Realized that later when I found out that this person, when they found out that they were nominated, persons were calling them, and that put some fear in them. So what are we going to do to that? And persons, as you said, within the DIC, within NBD, within organizations that are supposed to serve in the state, we invited the president of Dominica. She refused to come. So
we're going to come back in a minute. Y'all got it now. Come on, say it. Everybody listen.
This is Esther Banton, your Tropical Water Ambassador, with your hurricane tip for today. Be prepared. Being prepared before a hurricane threatens makes you resilient to the hurricane impacts of wind and water. It will mean the difference between you being a hurricane victim or a hurricane survivor. Be prepared and remember to stock up on Tropical Water.
Come celebrate Father's Day at ESA Trading Limited. From today until 15th June 2024, enjoy 15% discount on the following items: Troy polo shirts, screwdriver set, spray car wax, wheel cleaner, tire shine, car shampoo, spray paint, XM ROMs 5 year, 10 year, and 15-year old. Plus, check out our large range of products for the perfect gift for the perfect father in your life. Treat that special dad to a ready wrap gift or choose from a great selection of items at our supermarket or our appliance, furniture, and household department upstairs. And get a chance to take part in our Father's Day raffle to win one of the following. First prize, $300 voucher. Second prize, $200 voucher. Third, fourth, and fifth prizes, $100 voucher each. Simply spend $50 or more and write your father's name, address, and telephone number on your receipt and place it in the box provided for a chance to win. Visit ESA Trading Limited at the corner of Bayfront and Kennedy Avenue for all your Father's Day needs. We are making a difference for you. And the management and staff of ESA Trading Limited extends a happy advance Father's Day greetings to all fathers.
Gathering speed, long cross, pitches man, that's fast. Winterpark Stadium will be filled to capacity when Dominica takes on Jamaica in the FIFA World Cup qualifier. Sunday, June 9, 3 p.m. Winterpark Stadium, Dominica. Tickets $25 adults, $15 children. Come support the boys repping 767DA in a crucial matchup against the 876JA. Who your miss reggae? Dominica, Jamaica. Get your tickets now.
Bryce and Company Limited. We manufacture high-quality roofing sheets, 24 gauge in different colors, also to customer specifications. That's right, whatever length you want. Aluminum seamless guttering. We also sell BRC mesh, steel rods in all sizes, breach caps, fencing wire and fencing poles. Free estimates for guttering, galvanized sheets, and fencing wire. Quality products at the lowest prices island-wide. Bryce and Company Limited, located at Caneville Industrial Site, Shed 1A. Just before the Old Mill Cultural Center. Call us today at 617-2468 or 615-0178. Bryce and Company Limited. Built for living. Built for life.
All right, let's get back to the telephone at this time. We have still with us for until 3 o'clock, Dr. Thompson Fontaine. Dr. Thompson Fontaine, we had Simeon there for almost an hour, if you will, or maybe a little past 45 minutes. Dr. Fontaine, what would you describe, though, as the highlight of this summit?
I think the highlight for me, Matt, of the summit was the presentations. I thought that came through, and just that so many people who presented had very practical solutions for this and for the problems that we are facing. That to me was the main thing. And I just wanted to say as well, Matt, just briefly, Simeon talked about 17,000. We had over 35,000 people.
I'm reading from MO Live.
Yes, looking at MO, and then you had another over 10,000 on Lofty. And we also had a third person, Ozone Media as well, that had it on YouTube and so on. So I think all in all, it's fair to say we had over 50,000 people. I mean, that is unheard of in an event coming out of Dominica. So that tells me that, people are interested in what we have to say, notwithstanding everything that around it, the fear, the disparaging remarks that we heard about,
Would you go as far as saying this is like the pulse of the nation now?
It is. You see, people, I think people understand, Matt, that the main issue facing us now is an economic problem. We have an economic problem in Dominica. you can trace, the social issues that we are seeing now. You can trace the bizarre way in which this government is behaving has to do with the economy, because they've not been able to address the economic situation. They go about it differently. So the fear that they impose on people is because they have not given people the economic freedom that they need. So they use that to impose fear upon them. So a lot of what we see now in Dominica is linked to what's going on in the economy. And when people are not able to make ends meet, that's a serious problem.
All right, let's take a few phone calls because I know people are trying to call and interact with Dr. Fontaine. Many more questions from me, I'm sure, before the hour remaining is over. Hello, talk to me, yes? Uh-huh.
Yes, good afternoon, Matt.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Dr. Fontaine.
No.
This is Lucille Smith.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes. Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Yes.
When I listen to what I hear from Simeon this afternoon, and as a matter of fact, everything Simeon put his hand and his mind to, it is done well. That is it. Give that to him. But when I listen to the things that I heard this afternoon about Dominican people, my Dominican people, I'm not surprised. That is why we can call all group outside, anything outside, we will not see more than what we are accustomed to seeing, because mostly all of them are afraid. What they are afraid of, I do not know. That is how my country people has become. What? It's sickening. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. More telephone calls, yes? Good. I know a lot of people are trying to call in, yes?
Good afternoon, Matt.
Good afternoon to you.
And let me say a special good afternoon to our distinguished leader, the Honorable Dr. Thompson Fontaine.
Good afternoon.
Matt,
Yes.
can you hear me?
I'm here. Go ahead.
You know, Matt, for many, many years, I have been wondering what is all that big fear about? What is all that big fear, Matt? For years, people, friends of mine have been talking to me. Even some family members, get on my case from time to time. They keep telling me, oh, boy, you talk on the platform, you talk on the radio, and so on and so forth. If you're not afraid that this will happen to your children or that will happen to your children. Matt, I have never been afraid of that. Never been afraid of that. Matt, I say that, I have a lot of friends who are professionals.
Mm-hmm.
They're not waiting on the government to sign their paycheck. They make their own money. And they're still afraid. They call me sometimes and they give me little tips, and tell me, oh, give me little ideas and talk about this, talk about that. And most of the times I don't. I challenge them. I tell them, man, if you want to say something, go on there and say it. And Matt, I believe people are just really playing up. And as Dr. Thompson Fontaine said, what is one of the things that's really fueling that fear is the sorry state of our economy. Matt, if there was more business in the place, if there was more viable jobs where people could earn a decent living, you wouldn't hear anything about that fear. But they are deliberately keeping the country the way it is, and that is really what driving the fear in this country. But Matt, I want to tell you also that I believe there's a very high level of greed behind that fear. A lot of people, they are independent, they make their own money, but they're still sitting there. I have a lot of lawyer friends, but I have said it before and I'm going to say it again today. A lot of them are sitting there, but they're all waiting. Maybe they can get, a little job as a retainer, on some board or something.
You're right about that. A lot of lawyers are very silent, and they choose to be that way because I guess maybe waiting a job or something. But I just don't understand why lawyers, who know better, will not speak.
Yeah, well, Matt, are you there with me?
I'm still here, yes.
Yes, Matt, the thing about lawyers is, lawyers, the only time I have heard lawyers here speak, except for one or two of them, and we know their names, and I'm not going to single them out, except for a few of them, maybe about three or so. But Matt, lawyers by profession, they will not speak. Lawyers only talk if the government is going to take a course of action that could hurt them in their pocket.
Thank you.
Then they will all come out and talk. But other than that, they're sitting there. They don't want to rock the boat and so on because they want to make sure that they're in good standing with the government in case, They can get a little something, to represent a board or whatever it is. And this is just a crying shame.
Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
Very, very unfortunate, Matt. But I'll tell you, I will speak. As long as the Creator gives me strength, I will speak. Because, Matt, I just passed 70. And as the good book says, when you're 70, you've lived a full life.
That's it.
So, Matt, I will continue to talk. And the day I cannot talk anymore, His best leaders come and take me away. That's it, Matt.
Thank you very much. Somebody's bringing up to my attention that and making a statement. What nonsense is that? Tell me what sense is in that? The gate closed to one entry of the treasury, and it's closed, and the exit is closed. And somebody's asking me, I suspect a civil servant, this is a disaster waiting to happen. If a fire emergency, if the people are not seeing that for themselves. I hate nonsense. They're closing one gate and there's no gate to get out. So please, whoever is in charge of the entry there to the government headquarters, please address the situation. If there's a fire, everybody is in there. Hello, talk to me, yeah?
Hi, Matt, how you doing today?
How you doing, my brother?
How you doing today?
How you doing, sir?
Good, doing all right.
Let me say good day to Mr. Hinton. Mr. Fontaine, you got to help me out on this one. Simeon talked about if some people not showing up because they're going to get fired from the job or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, Mr. Fontaine, I just want to have a little up and down with you. You guys been running that for years now. That's nonsense.
No, hold on. Let me interrupt you here. You say they've been running this for years? When?
Yes.
Well, give me a date as to the last summit that was held in Dominica. Give me a date. Give me a date. I want you to speak some objectivity, Al. Give me a date when this last summit was held in Dominica.
I will answer you if I say one thing. Matt, as a host of a radio show, Mr. Thompson.
No. Al, I'm not going to allow you to speak unless you answer my question, because you're making a serious accusation there to my host or the people who organized the summit. When was the last time the Opposition United Workers Party organized a summit of that kind?
Matt, can I make my point?
No. I'm asking you a question. When you're done, when you want to, you have to answer my question. That's basically what I'm saying. You're making accusations you can't even defend. All right, Al, thank you. 211, talk to me.
Yes, good afternoon to you, Matt.
Good afternoon to you.
And good afternoon to Steve and Dr. Thompson Fontaine, the distinguished leader of the United Workers' Party.
Good afternoon.
Matt, I have no doubt that Dr. Thompson Fontaine is capable of leading this country into economic prosperity. You have seen his talent even before this economic forum. You have seen his talent. He has exhibited, he's possessed the talent, the knowledge, the skills, and has transformed other economies in different jurisdictions. And so this is testimony that he has again performed, and he's able to do it. He's able to with that economic forum that just passed there, he was able to sort of harness and to bring together the skill sets of people in different disciplines, and to show Dominicans that we have the talent to assist other persons in developing Dominica. And I'm telling you straight, Dr. Thompson right now is right in the path of leading this country with a team of men and women responsible so that Dominica can turn around with terms of all of the economic holes that we have, that we can turn around. But more importantly, Matt, you have heard people express about foreigners. And I don't think we want to get the impression that we hate foreigners, because there are thousands of Dominicans located around the globe, and they too can be considered foreigners in other countries, and they too are helping and to make a meaningful contribution. In fact, you hardly see a nation that is not multicultural, and we need to accept that. But you have Nigerians here in Dominica, you have Haitians here, you have a number of different nationalities, people from different nations, and they do help. They are doctors, they are lawyers, they are persons in different fields in the IT field, and they do help develop our country. So I don't think when we're talking about foreigners, we are actually attacking these people. We are saying that this government has a culture and has adopted a culture of putting our skilled people aside, particularly with the construction industry. How can we be using our CBI money? The Prime Minister has said, if not CBI is what? So he's now confirming to us that he believes in that one commodity that he sells. And then you generate revenue from this commodity, and Dominicans cannot get assistance from that. Dominicans cannot be gainfully employed. Who build all the health centers? Who build the apartments? Foreigners. And we have skilled people who can do it. So that is where we're coming about neglecting the people who have the skill. And Dominicans have skill too. And so if we're talking about our own commodity being sold, because he said that, why is it that Dominicans cannot benefit from it? And we always hear the government say, Dominicans going to get cheaper things, we are going to benefit. Why is it that we have to benefit after the fact? When Petrocarib came in, I was about to come, first thing the government say, we are going to experience cheaper fuel rate. What happened? We still the cooking gas is still competitive with the traditional shell gas. We are not benefiting. It's always after the fact. We need to benefit before the fact, which means that you need to put your people to work. And I know under Dr. Thompson Fontaine, he's not going to neglect the foreigners, but of course he's going to ensure that Dominicans themselves will be equally served to contribute, to work, to earn as well, and to live a comfortable life. Everyone is looking to improve his or her quality of life. And if you cannot get it from your government, who else you can get it for? So Dr. Thompson, I want you to clarify that we are not against any foreigners, but we are against the policy of the government, putting our skilled men and women aside and just contracting big from outside of Dominica to do most of our infrastructural work. Dr. Thompson Funkin, I wish you well. You are a good man, and Dominica needs you right now. And I know that Dominicans, whether you are Labourite, Freedomite, UWPI, Papiite, there is no right in that. There's no political affiliation right now. We are talking about serving Dominican, the best interest for Dominicans, so that we can prosper as a nation and can be competitive as well and can take our rightful place in the world where we can say again that Dominica's name is cleared from all the corruption and all of the misdeeds that this government has put on us. Thank you for the opportunity, Matt. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you. Of course, we have seen, Thompson, and we've heard more than anything else, it appears that the government at this time is on parade in terms of announcing major projects for the past few weeks, past few months. Is something in the air?
Matt, I guess we are so used to seeing this government not perform that anything they do now, people have to look at with suspicion. We're just about 16 months from an election. So, what are they trying to do? What they need to do, a lot of it is overdue. I mean, 10 years now, 20 years now, we are talking about the road, the Soufriere Road, this road from Bacatel to Delices, so many things that needs to be done in this country. So I hope they get to work, and we'll see what their true motives are. But I honestly hope that these are not just projects to fool the people, that they in fact do them, they implement them, because it's a project that
I'm hearing it every day. An election is around the corner. Don't be caught with your pants down.
An election, Matt? Well, I've heard the same like you. But I keep saying that we're in a 5-year cycle. We made it very clear in the last election: no elections, no reform, no elections. We still do not have reforms, so we still should not have any elections. We need electoral reform. That is the most pressing political agenda right now: electoral reform.
And if there's no reform, what happens?
If there's no reform, well, there has to be reform, Matt. So one way or the other, we have to get reform.
You seem more confident than anybody else.
Matt, in this business, you have to be confident. You have to believe that stuff will happen, or that things have a way of taking its course. It either follows its natural course, or it follows another course that's influenced by factors. It's not my place to stand there and talk about the factors that may influence it. But you have to be certain about that certain things will happen, and certain actions are created, and certain things can come out as a consequence.
Are you ready for the unforeseen factors?
Yes, Matt, that's part of what planning. Once you're involved in this line of work, you have to plan for every eventuality. Planning is a critical part of what we do. Thinking through the various issues is a critical part of what we do. So, yeah.
Let's take a few phone calls. Hello, talk to me on the telephone, yes?
Yes, Matt. Good afternoon.
Afternoon to you.
And good afternoon to Mr. Thompson Fountain.
Yes.
But if Kerry call another election surprisingly like he did in
2022, yes.
Right. What's going to happen? It's going to linger for another 5 years again, and we'll always be remaining in the dark. So what is the problem? That's my point.
So is it a question or a statement?
It's a question. I'm asking a question. He did it already. We have to wait for 5 years again for another election. He come back and he do it again in 2024, 2025. We have to wait for another 5. So it means that we're just going through that change and scared to not remain in power without no electoral reform and on. But
so what do you think should happen then?
But we have to do what we have to do. If Kerry to give us that reform on time, we have to give him a date to give us the real reform. If we do not get the real reform, we have to do what we have to do. That is just it. Because you're going to call the election again, we're not ready because whatever, and it's a process. It just continue like this.
I'm playing the game and stalling the game. Thank you very much. It's an unfair playing field. Hello, talk to me. Yes.
Matt, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
And to Dr. Thompson Fontaine.
Yes.
Listeners at home and abroad.
All right, Mr. Boston.
I think the summit was excellent. I think I got a lot of good reviews about it. In fact, the opening was solid. I think the people, they had a lot of enthusiasm. In fact, you get the sense that people for a long time were looking for such an event to come out and create some camaraderie and to relax and listen to good speeches, not many of them that was there, but the good speeches that were there. And of course, to witness the persons receiving the awards, I want to compliment them. I think what they was are deserving. I was indeed very pleased when the Lifetime Award was presented to Mr. Nassif, the Dr. Mr. Nassif. I mean, he has served, one could call him a hero in his contribution to Dominica's business setting and the opportunity to create employment for a number of Dominicans and so forth. And I could not make the 2 days summit itself, but I follow online because I had quite a lot to do myself. I follow online, and I think it went very well. The presenters must be complimented. I think Simeon did a fantastic job, and he needs to be complimented. And I mean, all those who were involved in the planning and the execution of the summit need to be complimented. And I think Dominica has to focus on what is good for us and that we can bring our talent to the fore to our benefit as a people. And therefore, sometimes we get drawn into the partisan politics. But yes, we have parties. We have to promote our parties. We have to build our parties, but we also have to build the nation. And party will come, party will go, but the nation remains. Just see what happened in India recently with Prime Minister Modi, who has been there, and India has been a powerhouse in the world. And I mean, he get back there, but he had from a coalition with another party because people take their election and their vote very seriously, and they use it to ensure that when they elect you, you perform to their satisfaction, and the economy of the country grows, and people get jobs and so on. And I think the focus of the summit was to ensure that we pay some attention to our economy, what we can do collectively as a people to grow it. It is unfortunate that some people allow their fear of who, I don't know, I see no reason to fear Skerrit or any of those people there. No reason at all. And so on. I mean, if you follow their background, most of them came from nowhere in terms of their contribution to anything. They just got locked into government and they're there. And of course, we want to respect them. We don't have a problem with them, but I don't see any one of them to be afraid of. And I don't know why Dominicans would want to be fearful of these people. And we have to grow the economy of this country, to make life better for people. So the ERC, we are very pleased that we were able to partnership with the UWP to get this thing off the ground and get it going and to have it done so that the Dominican people can recognize the talent, the creativity are within us, those of us at home and abroad, and we can collectively work to improve our country. So this thing about fear, we must dispel that. Fear belongs to Satan and not to righteous people who want good things done. So again, I commend Dr. Fontaine, I commend his team, I of course commend the ERC and those of us who were involved in the execution of the summit. And all those who attended the summit and made presentation, they need to take a bow because that is where we are. Let us be positive in our country. We have seen a lot of negative, so let us be positive. And I think Dominicans must embrace what is good and give it legs to fly in our interest. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Johnson. Thank you. We're gonna come back, Dominica, after this. After this.
Gathering speed, long cross, pitches man, let's pause. Windsor Park Stadium will be filled to capacity when Dominica takes on Jamaica in the FIFA World Cup qualifier. Sunday, June 9, 3 p.m. Windsor Park Stadium, Dominica. Tickets $25 adults, $15 children. Come support the boys repping 767DA in a crucial matchup against the 876JA. Bouillon Mix Reggae, Dominica, Jamaica. Get your tickets now. AutoTrade is introducing our very own mobile app. Yes, the AutoTrade app is here. From scheduling your service appointments, request financing, checking our vehicle and parts inventory, to receiving personalized coupons and sales specials. Life is so much easier with the new AutoTrade app. Download the AutoTrade app from the Play Store or App Store today. Call us at 255-6800. AutoTrade, it's more than a vehicle, it's a relationship.
All right, Dominica, we're back. This is a talk on the block, and please try to make your contributions as short as possible because everybody wants to make a point or the other. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Are you there, caller? Are you there? Yes? Are you there? Yes, please.
Matt, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
How are you doing? Thompson, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
But Matt Thompson, the idea was a good idea for me.
Okay.
Matt, who's speaking, the idea was a good idea for me. Anything that has to do with the economy of Dominica to create jobs and bring money to the sport and all of this was a brilliant idea. However, Thompson, you cannot go into government with a party that is not united, although your party is United Workers Party. I say that because, Thompson, I have a question for you. The president of the party, Lennox Newton, attended the summit.
You're asking the question?
Yes, and if he did not attend, if he attended, then I want to say, yes, that's good that he swallowed his foolish pride and be with his party leader as president to bring the party together and stop the fragmentation in the party. If he did not attend, then shame on Simeon Joseph and Hugh Thompson for not saying, for Simeon Joseph saying, shame on DIC and all of them who was afraid and did not attend. Why didn't he say shame on Lennox if Lennox did not attend?
Because, Lennox was very clear. Lennox endorsed the event. He made it very clear that he was in support of the event. I don't know if you're listening at this time. There's no division. So you're saying because you think Lennox did not attend, that we are divided. He was very clear that he supports the event. And I said on the night of the event, during the thing, that Lennox was in fact overseas. He had gone to his child's graduation, and he was overseas. So, I made that very clear. There was no issue about his support for the event. All right, let's be very clear about that.
Are you there?
Yes, I'm there. But we know Lennox is a good presenter on CBI. CBI is not one of the premier source of revenue for the island. You had on the panel, you had presenting in agriculture, you had presenting in tourism, you had presenting in everything. Why not somebody present on CBI? And Lennox does that.
But caller, you should have advised me before the program was set up. I was not going to do a program on CBI. CBI is not sustainable. We're looking at sustainable means of the economy. CBI is not a sustainable means of revenue for the country. And so if you followed, and if you've not done so, I would encourage you to go online. All of the presentations are there. What you'll realize is that every single presentation was trying to see how we can develop our economies, the various sectors: agriculture, tourism, cultural industries, knowledge industries. We are developing sectors. We are not developing CBI. We are developing sectors of the economy that can put people to work with sustainable jobs. That was the purpose.
As a matter of fact, in the recent times, I think I have a presentation as it relates the CBI, especially in St. Kitts and St. Lucia, may be experiencing some problems at this time.
Well, all of the countries are. This is not sustainable. I mean, we've said that over and over again. I mean, people don't want to believe this. This is not sustainable. It will come to an end. What you want to do is to have an alternative that will create jobs. And look at, we have CBI, we have billions of dollars, and the country is the poorest it has ever been. So what's your point? We have CBI revenues, and the country is the poorest it has ever been.
All right, let's move on there. 228, talk to me, yes?
Brother Matt, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
And good afternoon to Sir Thompson Fontaine.
Yes, good afternoon.
Packet speaking here.
Yes, Packet.
I want to ask two questions.
Go ahead.
My first question you about election is around the corner and electoral reform. You said if there's no electoral reform, there should not be any other general election, whether it's not or general election. I think I have two questions for you. Question number one, if there isn't any electoral reform, what would you do? Question number 1B, if electoral reform is granted or given to us, and it is not given to us in a capacity or in a way that you feel it should be given, what would be your criteria? Good afternoon. I'm listening.
Matt, these are hypothetical questions. These are hypothetical questions. What I will tell the caller is that I am not going to sit there and reveal to you what I will do in what situation. Okay, that is nobody does that. What I can assure you though is that we continue to strategize for any eventuality. Okay, and whatever eventuality there is, we will have a response to it. So just be patient. All right. So basically that's what I wanted to.
Windsor Park Stadium will be filled to capacity when Dominica takes on Jamaica in the FIFA World Cup qualifier. Sunday, June 9th, 3 p.m. Windsor Park Stadium, Dominica. Tickets $25 adults, $15 children. Come support the boys repping 767DA in a crucial matchup against the 876JA. Bouillon meets Reggae. Dominica, Jamaica. Get your tickets now. AutoTrade is introducing our very own mobile app. Yes, the AutoTrade app is here. From scheduling your service appointments, request financing, checking our vehicle and parts inventory, to receiving personalized coupons and sales specials. Life is so much easier with the new AutoTrade app. Download the AutoTrade app from the Play Store or App Store today. Call us at 255-6800. AutoTrade, it's more than a vehicle, it's a relationship.
All right, let's go back to the telephone. 231. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Yes.
Mark. I would like to make a contribution towards the summit that was just held. I found it was well put in place, and the people who contributed. I would also like to put in class in place for the Philip Nasty family who accepted the honor on behalf of Mr. Philip Nasty and his daughter Marusa, who accepted the award. And the people who did not, the persons who did not go to accept the awards mark. Was it because of price or anything? You know? So at least Marusa read, it was very nice. You go in and accepted the award on behalf of your father and the Millet and Harmony.
All right, thank you, Mrs. John. I recognize the voice as Mrs. John. Congratulating the daughter of Mr. Nassi for accepting the award on behalf of her father. Man, the last caller, what is he talking about? What will Thompson do? The question is, what will the people do? Stop putting everyone's issue on an individual, you cowards. Go wake up your sons for the lack of leadership. Hello, 449-3095, 9697. More telephone calls. Yes. Yes. Are you there? Hello.
Hey, Max, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Fountain.
Good afternoon.
Okay. I just want to make a little presentation on your program this afternoon. I hope Matt allow me a chance.
Just make it short and sweet.
Yeah, you're always on my back. I don't know why.
I'm not on your back. I'm on everybody's back. Just make it short and sweet.
Yeah. Mr. Fountain, I hear you always speaking about small manufacturing association and what you want to do. What are your role you can play as in opposition to assist? You don't have to be in government to contribute either in training and skill, because I remember in 2001, you had the European Union send down some funds to train small business people under the program of STABEX. I was part of it. DEXA was coordinating that program with people like President Williams. So what are your role you can help to make it better, even for the rural areas, the countryside, for instance, the East? What are your part you can do to make it better? Because for us to grow industry, you cannot just depend on individual processing their own little stuff by themselves to grow our industry. Let's look at Grenada. Grenada is exporting millions of dollars in different oils, peppermint oil, spice, nutmeg. You have to create a big plan, because I'm not going to sit down and grind 2 bags of coconuts for 2 weeks. It will never pay me in the rest of my life. What are your role you can do, even you're not in the government system?
All right, to answer the question, thank you very much.
Yeah, Matt, the caller is making a very good point. What you really need is capital. You really need resources, okay, to do that. Because he talked about Grenada. In Grenada, some investor came in with the money to make it happen. Without this capital, you cannot do anything. All right. So my role now, and you will see in my opening statement, I call on the diaspora, because I know that the model that I have in mind, where we do not have these big investors coming in, the model that I have put forward is that persons in the diaspora cannot just think of sending back barrels to Dominica, because they could do that forever. But what we are asking them to do is to form groups of 5s, of 10s. Okay, so for example, 10 people can come together. Everybody can contribute, say, $20,000 or $40,000. And before that, you have $500,000 that you can then begin to either build something directly or take it to the bank and get some support to do something. So that's where our head is. That's what we are committed to doing as a party out of opposition, seeing how we can raise a necessary capital to begin to do projects in Dominica. And you will see some of those coming on stream in the months ahead.
All right. Thank you very much. 449-3095-96 and 97. Let's do this and come back. Okay.
AutoTrade is introducing our very own mobile app. Yes, the AutoTrade app is here. From scheduling your service appointments, request financing, checking our vehicle and parts inventory, to receiving personalized coupons and sales specials. Life is so much easier with the new AutoTrade app. Download the AutoTrade app from the Play Store or App Store today. Call us at 255-6800. AutoTrade, it's more than a vehicle, it's a relationship.
This is Asa Banton, your Tropical Water Ambassador, with your hurricane tip for today. Be prepared. Being prepared before a hurricane threatens makes you resilient to the hurricane impacts of wind and water. It will mean the difference between you being a hurricane victim or a hurricane survivor. Be prepared and remember to stock up on Tropical water.
Come celebrate Father's Day at ESA Trading Limited from today until 15th June 2024. Enjoy 15% discount on the following items: Troy polo shirts, screwdriver set, spray car wax, wheel cleaner, tire shine, car shampoo, spray paint, XM ROMs 5-year, 10-year, and 15-year-old. Plus, check out our large range of products for the perfect gift for the perfect father in your life. Treat that special dad to a ready wrap gift or choose from a great selection of items at our supermarket or our appliance, furniture, and household department upstairs. And get a chance to take part in our Father's Day raffle to win one of the following. First prize, $300 voucher. Second prize, $200 voucher. Third, fourth, and fifth prizes, $100 voucher each. Simply spend $50 or more and write your father's name, address, and telephone number on your receipt and place it in the box provided for a chance to win. Visit ESA Trading Limited at the corner of Bayfront and Kennedy Avenue for all your Father's Day needs. We are making a difference for you. And the management and staff of ESA Trading Limited extends a happy advance Father's Day greetings to all fathers.
And somebody just reminded me that Lennox was physically absent from the event, but he said the citation for Philip Nassif Award before it was presented. Plus, he endorsed the summit prior and said in advance that he'll be out of state. So what is the caller talking about? 449, apparently people are listening. Are you there, caller? No, you're not. Let's try another call. Are you there, yes? Are you there?
Yes, man. You can hear me?
I'm hearing you loud and clear, sir.
All right. Good afternoon to you and to Mr. Thompson Fontaine. Thompson?
Yes, sir. Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
I hear you.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
You know what I want to say to you, Thompson? Congratulations for one big successful one. And a big hip hooray to Mr. Joseph, Simeon Joseph. Simeon Joseph, thank you for assisting Thompson and the people of the country doing things to move the country forward. Matt, there are three things I want to address. One, a gentleman who called there asking Thompson what he going to do. Thompson don't hold the country first, and he's doing things. He has been doing things. And like I told you before, Thompson don't really remember me, but I know Thompson from a long time ago when he started TDN, when he started the Dominican.net before. And, all these things, he has done everything in the name and in the progress of Dominica to get Dominica out there. He has been in the forefront. So when people call there with their little nonsense, like the one who called and asked him why he don't talk about CBI and all that. My brother, when them people call, Matt, this is for you. You the host. Tell them go read Song Su, the Chinese that they love so much, the Chinese general that wrote a book, The Art of War. Thompson, they keep asking you what you're going to do if they don't have electoral election. I hear what you're doing, and I know exactly what you're doing. You don't put your cards on the table because other people are listening, and then they react to what you say. So you're doing a good job. You're doing the right thing. And in time, due time, when the people have to know, I'm sure you will let them know, my brother. So what I'm listening to, Matt, this afternoon is how far the country has regressed. And this man and the United Workers' Party and all the other groups who have come together trying to do things for the country, and they're still fighting it. Because all them cowards they invited, who have, not even the cowards, we're talking the president of the country. That is shameful of the president of the country that they invited her to a forum like this and she didn't come. That tells you whose president she is. She's not the president of the country, but Roosevelt Skerritt president. Matt, is a whole lot more I can say. I'm not going to keep up your line. But Thompson, good luck, my brother. Thank you very much.
All right. Quite a
Thank you. Thank you very much.
We are, in the hurricane season. Some people want to see what. I know you're the weather expert there, What are your predictions for this, your forecast based on what you've been reading for this hurricane season?
Matt, well, they think this is going to be one of the worst seasons on record, simply because of the excessive heat that we've experienced so far. It is much hotter than usual. That's one. And then the second effect is that we will not have an El Nino this year. El Nino is very important in that it helps to destroy the hurricanes. Yeah, because it creates a lot of wind shear. And wind shear is one of the main things to destroy. When the hurricanes start to form, it disrupts it. So in the absence of this wind shear impact and with very warm weather, they expect a lot more activity and they're predicting that at least 5 major hurricanes will develop, and that it will be a very difficult season for us. But Matt, I wanted to come back very quick to make a very quick point again to the point about what the opposition is doing and coming out. And I want to make this very clear to the public. Coming out of this activity, we got a very important focus on the knowledge industry, because there is an opportunity for us to do that even while we're in opposition. And what it is again to be able to access jobs possibly through that means. And it has to do with persons basically staying where they are and being able to work. So one example of that we have in Dominica is the call centers, where you're working for companies in Europe and in the United States. But there's other work that can be done staying here in Dominica and doing it. So it's a matter of connecting. So the way our approach to this, and that I'm not shy to tell people our plans, our approach to this is to put together a small team of Dominicans who know this area very, very well, so that they can help guide us. And what that means is to be able to put us in touch with persons, with companies in the United States in particular, who are looking for that kind of work, and also to help set up the structures here in Dominica. So that is something that we will be actively pursuing, because we believe that there is great opportunity to be able to get jobs for young people in that particular area of the knowledge industry.
All right, we have a few more minutes, and we'll take a few more phone calls. 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097. These are the numbers you can call. We have just a few more minutes, okay? More telephone calls, yes, Dr. Fontaine. Our focus is at this time. The summit just held there. Hello, talk to me, yeah?
Good afternoon, Matt.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
And good afternoon to my party leader, the international citizen, global citizen. I want to thank you for properly executed and very successful summit, Dr. Fontaine.
Thank you.
I mean, I came to the Dominican people in January and asked them to give you an opportunity to develop and implement the master plan to transform Dominica. And we have seen clearly, based on what has transpired this week, that you are focused, that you are a visionary thinker, a strategic planner, but not only a strategic planner, an individual with the capacity to implement strategic plans. Dr. Fontaine, I believe we are on track. Dr. Fontaine, I believe that every Dominican knows that the present administration is corrupt to the core. So they want to know what we are going to do. And that is what we are presenting to the Dominican people. We are making them know that you have surrounded yourself with intellectuals from Dominica that live in and out of the country. And they are prepared and waiting to work with you to transform Dominica. I want to say thanks to you, sir. You could be in Dubai or Australia enjoying a holiday or a weekend, but you choose to come to Dominica to give back to the people of this country. That is why I, Steve Benjamin, and the majority of the management committee of the United Workers' Party and the intellectuals of this country will stand with you, because we know truly that all you want to do is to serve. All you want to do is to stop the brain drain, not just of our intellectuals, but as soon as the students graduate from school, they want a plane ticket to travel away. We say we're going to stop it, and we're going to create the necessary jobs right here in Dominica. So thanks again, Dr. Fontaine.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's take another phone call. Yes. Hello. Yes.
Matt, is me again. Matt, the taxi driver is asking Dr. Fontaine all kind of questions about what he will do and whatever. I would like to know why he not asking his party, the Roosevelt Skerrit party, how soon they will have a convention, because it's years they have never had a convention. Thank you.
On the telephone with me this afternoon is the owner of Jungle Bay Resort, Mr. Sam Raphael. And at the very beginning of the summit, he gave it his full support. And he's here to basically echo some of the sentiments he expressed there at the opening ceremony. Yes, sir. Sam Raphael, good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon, Matt, to you and your audience. Pleasant good day to everyone.
Tell me.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying, tell me your take on this summit presented there by Dr. Thompson Fontaine and his team.
Well, again, full disclosure, I was not there for the actual summit because I had to leave. I'm actually halfway across the world, but I've been following it. And I was there for the opening evening, and I saw and felt the energy, and the tone of unity, the tone of, dealing with issues and not personally attacking people. And I thought it was a remarkable turn in the positive direction for politics in Dominica. And I was really encouraged, and I think everyone that was there was encouraged. The energy was fantastic, and I've been following up, just getting feedback on the presentations. I heard that there were some pretty strong presentations, and I'm looking forward to the final conference document, and the information that will be contained there. Hopefully, and I have every expectation that the political leader, Dr. Thompson, will ensure that this is not a one-off event, and he's already started talking about an entrepreneurship initiative that he was planning, or the party was planning, and some other things. And I think this is a good path for his party, but also for Dominica. For too long we've been embroiled sort of in a never-ending circle of personal attacks and things like that, which is what our politics had devolved into. And so I'm happy to see that he's taken the high road. He actually, at the dinner, I was really moved by his discussion on his experience in South Sudan, and seeing how the struggle for independence had devolved into tribal conflict between the very people of South Sudan. And actually, they were more damaging to each other than the Northerners were to them. And he's in there, he's been there for years trying to make peace, and then coming to Dominica and seeing us in our politics, not just in Dominica, but in the Caribbean, really devolved into this type of tribalism. And so his call for unity, I think, was very timely. I think that should be a call not just for Dominica, but the rest of the Caribbean. In order for us to really develop, we have to start putting aside, the things that we can. I mean, some things, there are differences, and I'm not suggesting we shouldn't point out things that we feel, that are problems. And I understand politics is politics. But we need to find some common ground and start working on some things. And I thought that was spot on. I certainly think that most Dominicans would share that sentiment, regardless of where they stand in the political spectrum. And hopefully, we will begin to see, some kind of transformation, whether it'll take a very long time or however long it'll take, and it will benefit each and every one of us. So I was very encouraged by that. The people that came there, I mean, everybody was quite positive our staff, went out of the way to make sure that everyone was comfortable and everyone apparently felt pretty good about it. And so hopefully, the energy will continue and go forward. And I just like to congratulate Dr. Thompson, his deputy, and everybody that has been involved, because I'm sure it's not just a one-person program. A lot of people put a lot of work into it. And I just want to congratulate them and let's work together. Let this not just be the one time. Let's continue to see how we can work together. Election time, we'll elect who we're going to elect to lead the country. But in the interim, let's all try to work together to build Dominica.
Mr. Sam Raphael, thank you very much for endorsing the summit. So, Dr. Thompson Fontaine, as Sam indicated, this is not the first.
It's not the first or the last. And thanks to Sam as well for this intervention. I think that's very, very good of him, and also for allowing us, to use his establishment for the activity. As he indicated, Matt, we already started working on an entrepreneurship expo. And basically what this is to bring together small manufacturers, persons who are doing different things around Dominica, bring them together, to exhibit whatever it is that they're doing, but also to see how we can help them, expand and scale up their businesses. We certainly want to place a lot more emphasis on those people. There are a number of persons who are creating a little bit of employment for themselves, but these people can now begin to probably create employment for 4 or 5 people. And we believe that there is a way of growing this. And our task again is to try to see what kind of assistance that we can get for those entrepreneurs, to help them. And because that's what we're about, Matt. We're about livelihoods. We're about helping people get a step up, improving the lives of people. That is the overarching theme of the United Workers' Party, and that is what we want to continue to do. And the Entrepreneurship Expo, we don't have a date for it as yet, but we have to begin the planning for it. And the idea is there, but it's to
more focus on the young people.
A special focus on the young people. Yes, absolutely.
Dr. Thompson Fontaine, I just want to ask you a question we spoke about earlier. As it relates to the young people you visited around the island, and you're very much concerned about them.
Yes, Matt, it is heart-rending, to see the conditions of our young people. Some of them are persons who have gone to school, even gone to college, and yet they can't find work. And people, they're asking themselves, why did they even have to go through all of this? And so you have a population of Dominicans who are looking for the exits, looking to go overseas, or simply struggling to make ends meet here in Dominica. And it's just too many of us, too many good minds are being wasted. At that particular age, persons in their 20s, early 30s, that's the time when you want to be dreaming of, probably having a family, or probably going into business, or probably being able to take a vacation, stuff like that. And all of that is gone. They can't even dream. They can't even think of having having a girlfriend, for example, or boyfriend, because things are so bad, So, it is very touching when you think about it and you have those conversations with the individuals and they express their fears, they express their regrets. It is really troubling to me. Very, very troubling.
How are you doing in the Grand Forks constituency? Because I saw you myself last week. Was it Saturday? Coming from that area, you're on the ground there constantly.
Oh yes, Matt. To begin with, I love the people of this area very, very much. I mean, these are my people. These are individuals I grew up knowing and being around them. And so for me, it is just normal. It is normal to be there and to visit them and to listen to them. And I've been doing that fairly regularly. Every chance that I get, in fact, and I love the response. I think people are definitely warming up. I believe that the constituency is ready. One thing that is overriding them, they will tell you over and over again, is that they're ready for change, and that is a call that is going out in this constituency.
More telephone calls there. We have not too many, or too much more time. Hello, yes.
Good afternoon, Mr. Fontaine.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All the ideas UWF have and the other people with them are great ideas, but it's not going to be implemented unless this regime, this Labour Party regime, get out of there. I mean, some people heard this guy asking Mr. Fontaine when he's going to do or what he's going to do, what for the country, but he's not the one holding the purse. The Prime Minister is holding the purse. So they should ask him and put the pressure on him. You know, if you bring in all the information, have all the ideas from day one, and the only way for that to be implemented is for this regime to get out of there. So the people need to ask the Labour Party and the president and the Prime Minister what he's doing, why he's not doing what, and by now he should be. Oh, I mean, 20 years. Even though you're doing well, 20 years is too much for one person to be at the helm. You become complacent and you become a dictator, and that is just what it is now. So the people of Dominica has to put the pressure on this government and say, look, step aside and give somebody else a chance. That is the only Dominica is going to go for it. Otherwise, because he's not going to let anybody come in there. People saying he should step out, he shouldn't. I mean, he's not going to step out. The people has to push him out. And until that happens, Dominica is going nowhere. All the ideas are very good. No sensible person, no sensible business person with good money is going to put money into Dominica now under this regime because they know it's not going to work. It's dead. The people of Dominica has to push this government out for their sake, for the country's sake, and to get their needs off the necks of Dominicans and to let the country go. So, Mr. Thompson, keep doing the good work. Let us hope. We just hope until this government come out there. Nothing's going to happen to this country. Thank you very much.
Thank you. On
Thank you,
another
caller.
telephone. Hello, yes? In the afternoon. Hello, Tom.
Good afternoon to you, Doc. Good afternoon to you, Doc. Doc, again, I really want to commend you and your team for such a summit. But Doc, again, we have seen an increase in mental illness with our young men and women in Dominica. Today or tomorrow, if United Workers Party, and when United Workers Party would form the government, I'm really hoping that you do something really different for us to correct that. I mean, our young men and women, we see them into drugs. I mean, we need to increase equal employment opportunity. And I think that's the only way forward. In sharp contrast to what we have a government that right now where during election time, their main objective is to give our young men and women drugs and alcohol and cash in their hand. I'm really hoping that when you come there, Dr. Fontaine, that we see that no more. Again, stay blessed, Dr. Fontaine, and nothing less. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, caller. Indeed, Matt, I think what we offer, the United Workers Party offers the people of Dominica is a different path to development. Ours is one that is centered on people first, putting their needs first above our own needs, and really, looking forward to the country developing. Our vision is one of a country where people have opportunities, one where our persons in the diaspora can actually come back and enjoy Dominica, one of the most beautiful countries, no doubt, on the globe. And who does not want to live in one of the most beautiful countries in the world? So it's a matter of getting the economy right. It's a matter of developing the economy of Dominica. And once we're able to do that, you will see a difference. You will see an increase in the population, not a reduction. You will see our young people sticking around because they have opportunities here in Dominica. You will see growth and development. You will see a lot of things happening. You will see more tourists coming into the country. You will see more people making money. You will see wealth being created. Once that begins to happen, and it is well within our reach, it is possible. Once that begins to happen, you will see a transformed Dominica. And that is what the vision is.
I'm hearing a lot of criticism in the sense or statements as it relates to whatever government takes over this government will have a tough time.
A tough time, yes, but it is not an impossible task because we have the resources. It's just a matter of how you use those resources. What this government has not been able to do is to think. This government has not been able to think. The Prime Minister has not utilized the wealth of talent that's within Dominica. He saw everybody as probably been brighter than him, has been a threat. So he's not used the people of Dominica. He's not used the resources of Dominica to benefit the people of Dominica. I mean, which country gets the most money in revenues? We've had billions of dollars in revenue. And look at the country. We are the poorest. It's like a millionaire living in a house, It is unbelievable, the kind of resources that this country got in the last 10 years. And yet we are still struggling to make it past Haiti in terms of our economic development.
You say Haiti?
Yeah, that's who we are competing with. The other countries have left us long before. I mean, I showed it in my presentation. I showed in my presentation where in the 1980s, Dominica was growing at about 7% growth. We were leading the pack. And now we are certainly last, even within our own region, So it's really, the numbers don't lie, and if you look at it, if you just go to St. Lucia or St. Vincent, see the differences.
St. Kitts.
I don't even talk about St. Kitts and Antigua. They've left us years ago. I mean, there are thousands of Dominicans in Antigua.
So we're definitely doing something wrong that they're not doing.
There is something that we're not doing in Dominica. Because, we have Dominicans in Saba and Bats, these are just rocks without even hardly a tree even, they're just rocks and sand. And yet still Dominicans leave this paradise to go there because they go in search of economic advancement. And that is something that we have not been able to offer them in this country. And that is where we'll make the difference. As my friend would say, c'est là nous faut.
Hello.
That is where we go to
on
make
the
the
telephone,
difference.
yes? Wow.
Hello, Dad.
Yes, hello.
Yes, Matt. Can you hear me?
I'm hearing you, yes.
Matt, having spent the day at Jungle Bay yesterday, I was really, really impressed with the facility. Matt, I went there one time before, and that was when it was under construction.
Okay.
And I hadn't been back since, just yesterday. And this is a really, really musty place, and it's a place that any Dominican who wants to come in here on vacation, this is somewhere that I would recommend. It was fantastic. I really love the work. I only have one regret, Matt, and that regret is I didn't take a picture of the room that we had the.
You mean the conference room, the facility there?
Conference room. That is my only regret. I didn't take a picture of the conference room. That was so lovely. But hats off to Sam, man. Sam is a true visionary. Really impressive place. Okay, guys.
All right, guys. Guy, let's take our final call before we wrap it up here with Dr. Thompson Fontaine on the summit just ended. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Mr. Thompson, you said you wanted to reach out to the diaspora to help you, give you ideas and, invest in Dominica. But on the other hand, you don't want the diaspora to vote. Can you explain this for me?
Where did you get that?
Hello, are you there?
Where did you get I don't want the diaspora to vote?
What's that?
Where did you get that?
Thompson.
No. I'm asking you. Where did you hear me say I don't want the diaspora to vote?
So you see,
I mean, come on. You can't just make up things. You can't just make up stories. You can't just make up stories. I've never said I don't want the diaspora to vote.
Somebody said you should drink some water. You may be thirsty, yeah? 3:05, Dominica, this is how we have to wrap it up. Any final comments from you, Dr. Fontaine?
Matt, yes, certainly to say thanks to you and thanks to all of the persons who made this week possible, to the many persons who came, to the brave ones who came, who disregarded the fear. And this fear is real, make no bones about it, because even those who came were telling me that people were calling them and telling them if they're not afraid. At least 3 persons told me that directly. So I know it is not something that we imagine, that there's a real fear about even seeing to be openly supportive. And it's not the United Workers' Party. We are talking about the economy. For that is something that everybody can agree upon. It's not about politics. It's about how we move the economy forward. Because at the end of the day, if the economy succeeds, we all succeed. If the economy fails, we all fail. If tomorrow the economy collapses, the National Bank collapses as well, because the economy has collapsed. So, organizations that are supposed to be working in the best interest of the public, we hope next time that there'll be more forthcoming. We hope the next time that they will send the people to listen, to learn, and to be a part. Because that's what we want. We want engagement. We want involvement. We want to be inclusive. We're not leaving anybody out. Because as I said on Tuesday night, when I look at you, Matt, I see a Dominican first. When I look at Jane or Jimmy and anybody, I see Dominicans first. And to me, that is my motivating factor. What we can do for Dominica, what we can do to grow our country. And I believe that we can do it better if we work together. We can do it best if we support each other. So let us do that and let us continue to build Dominica.
Dr. Fontaine, thank you very much. I hope I get a chance to speak to you before you go back. Or we loan you to South Sudan.
Yes, Matt, for sure. I'll be there.
All right, take care.
Yes.
Bye-bye. Our next stop is with Flo Dominica. Stick around. I'll be back on your radio tomorrow. Good afternoon, everybody.
Registrate pour un service neuf, fait en plainte, ou bien payer un bill, ou bien simplement marquer en section, ou ça fait tout ça. Côté magasin Flo à Siroul. Comme ça, les oué magasin Flo à Siroul en communauté ou bien en la ouïa, pas paix. Vini pour quitter travailler Flo ba un bon service professionnel. Magasin Flo à Siroul. N'importe place, n'importe l'air. Ka vini en pala pour tout. Flo ka vini tout de suite, à dans en l'occasion tout poué.
The new Flow Store on Wheels is here and ready to serve you. We promised you innovation and we have delivered. The Flow Store on Wheels is equipped to provide all the great products and services available at our Flow Experience Center. If you want to purchase the latest smartphones, sign up for a new service, log a fault, pay a bill, or simply make an inquiry, you can do it all at our Flow Store on Wheels. Now that's what you call full service on wheels. So when you see our Flow Store on Wheels in your community or on your street, don't be shy. Stop by and let our professional team serve you. The new Flow Store on Wheels, convenience and reliability at your doorstep. Coming soon to a location near you.
You an easy way to pay.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
Then you're on your way.
Flow is keeping you connected.
Why pay full price for your mobile when you can pay half? Just bundle your home internet and mobile services with Flow and save 50% on your mobile bill. That's money in your pocket every month. Plus, now you get free YouTube and WhatsApp data. And you can share your plan with up to 3 other numbers. Upgrade now and get a free smartphone. Switch and keep your number. Learn more at discoverflow.co.
When you share $50,000 in cash and prizes up for grabs, $1,000 in cash every single week. Home surround sound system, groceries, small appliances, smartphones, Bluetooth speakers, carnival tickets, and more. Wait, there is more. You could also be the grand prize winner of a $10,000 Visa cash card. Swipe all you like. All you have to do is top up $10 or more. Sign up for any new service from Flow, pay your bills in full, or switch to Flow, and you too can win more.
Get more! How we live? Hybrid life, living on the hybrid life. What you feeling? Living on the hybrid life. It's about time we know what's phone bill. That's with the contract is a sure thing. How with the new Flow plan name? If you don't know about it, then they better slide in. How we live? Hybrid life, living on the hybrid life. What you feeling? Hybrid life, living on the hybrid life. Jump in at the hybrid life, living on the hybrid life. What you feeling? Hybrid life, living on the hybrid life.
With Flow's new hybrid plan, postpaid and prepaid come together as one, with no overages, no contract, no deposit, and no catch.
Hybrid!
Bundle up now and get 30 gigabytes of data and unlimited phone calls for only $55 per month, plus a discounted smartphone.
You see the new phone plan that Flow made? You could turn postpaid to prepaid.
Hurricane season can be unpredictable, but your business doesn't have to be. In the face of adversity, you need a partner that goes above and beyond. Choose the path of resilience and certainty with CNW Business. Through disaster recovery as a strategy solution, CNW Business will safeguard your critical data, maintain seamless communication channels, and help you bounce back faster than ever before. Visit our website, cwcbusiness.com/myopenbusiness to learn more. Remember, a safe business is an open business.
Catch the new vibe and the lingo. More upon more so the tingo. Is more with Flow if you didn't know. All these deals is a winner. More. More with Flow. More data, more talk for sure. More WhatsApp, video cast, unlimited talk, so you not stop chat.
Flow prepaid combo plans just got better. Loaded with even more data and unlimited talk. Take advantage of WhatsApp and all its features with our new prepaid plans. Unleash your creativity with more social media. Dial *129 $ to activate.
Now that's the new vibe in the lingo. Yes! More see the tingo. It's more with Flow, now you really know. Get you now. All these deals make you save more. Get more.
Rosso, you are now fiber ready. Enjoy faster speeds and bigger savings on Dominica's most reliable network. Sign up now or upgrade to a Flow Fiber internet package and get 1 month free internet service. Add a postpaid mobile to your package and save 50% off your mobile bill every month. Plus, get a smartphone absolutely free. Rosso, are you ready for the Flow Fibercast internet experience? To feel speed, visit the Flow flagship store or call 440-3569 for more information.
When a stroke occurs, you have 60 minutes to win or lose the race of your life. There are new treatments, but you must get to the hospital fast. If you suddenly feel weakness on one side or have trouble speaking, walking, or seeing, it could be a stroke. Call 911 or 999. Get to the hospital because how you spend the next 60 minutes could determine how you spend the rest of your life. Stroke. Know the signs. Act in time. A message from the Reasta Foundation in partnership with Flow Dominica.
Roots Rock Bar and Grill presents Reggae Night Wednesday, each and every Wednesday, featuring selector urban and special guest DJs, 9 p.m. till very late. Drink specials, Roots Rock Bar and Grill in Tata. See you there.
Our sponsorship of the ICC World Cup Cricket, it's not just another opportunity to put our brand out there. It's about fostering a sense of community, celebrating the universal language of sport. We believe in the power of sport to inspire, unite, and uplift, just like our commitment to provide seamless connectivity to our customers. We are ecstatic to launch this very new, exciting campaign, which allows you to win big with Flow this summer.
Yo, Flow got good news for you. Here's your chance to win an all-expense-paid trip to the T20 Cricket World Cup Finals in Barbados. Get VIP treatment from the airport to the games. Here's how to qualify. Activate a prepaid combo plan, pay your bill in full and on time. Sign up for any postpaid or fixed bundle, or you could switch to Flow. Lots of prizes to be won. Free service, phones, shopping vouchers, trip to Barbados, and not forgetting the People's Fed. Tickets to Breakfast Fed, only with Flow.
Get the family and crew all in. Connect 444. All you need to do is bundle your fixed service with your mobile service and connect 4 persons. That's right. Connect 4 persons and receive a handset at only $4.
Boom. Hit it to 6. Sign up for any of our standalone broadband packages between May to August and pay only $6 for the first month.
Strike with confidence, thump out, and switch to stay connected like a boss.
We're hitting beyond the boundary.
This is we. This is we. This is we. This is we. This is we.
This is we. This is we.
This is we. This is we.
This is we.
This is we.
This is we.
This is we. This is we.
This is we.
Give them a little place. Give them a little space, please. Give them a little space. You're holding up the business.
True.
Give them a little space, please. Let them display what they bring from Foxy.
I've been away for a lifetime,
somewhere I didn't belong. Searching for a new song, then came the storm, but I had you right beside me. When I think of all the memories, with you I can be strong. All was end, but I had to go to find my way right back to you. Hold me now, touch me now. I don't wanna be without you. Nothing can change my love for you. You are the number now. How much I love you. One thing you can be sure of. I never ask for more than your love. Nothing can change my love for you. You are the number now. How much I love you. The world changed my whole life. But love is gonna change my life.
You, yes, you, baby, you, right, you, nothing's on the tape. Just give me the whole thing, on the tape. I want the whole damn thing, on the tape. Just give me the whole thing, on the tape. I used to sleep in the panel, I used to sleep in the studio, cause now it's the evidence that engine I get tight on the radio. God bless the hustler, you know how this street go. Right into the street, back for everything they go. And I ain't got to land with these bitches. To make the mamas in the kitchen washing dishes. House of the kid, no access for the expected madness. One time where my no back on the right to the head is browning sadness. Stuck in black on black, black on black.
Got about 60 minutes outside of the hour 3 right now. Good afternoon, Dominica. How you doing today? Welcome to another edition of the Floor right there live on the Caribbean FM and the Q95. Good afternoon to you wherever you are in the world. All those celebrating their birthday, you don't want to say happy birthday to you, cut the cake and celebrate more life, more blessings upon you. Wishing you all the best on your special day. And of course, many more birthdays to come. Touche. We coming for them. Sign up with the most reliable network today. It's all about Flow Dominica. I want to say good afternoon to the team. Shout out to Francine, Miss Platinum, Kendra. How you doing today? GK, big up yourself one time. Good afternoon. How's everything, man?
Something wicked is done. I know you're stronger than the riches and you can say. We got the keys to the city. Baby, can you feel that? You be running, you see them running. Look at me coming. We got the keys to the city.
Who got the keys to the city? It's Flo. It's all about the most reliable network, of course. Flo got the keys to the city.
Using the mercenary monsters in human form and solving your territorial. When I am not so I put my room back door. Not to get to stay away.
We got the keys to the city.
This way comes. I know you're stronger than your hatred and your guns.
Sign up with the most reliable network today. Of course, you can hit them for 6. Sign up for the Turbo Plus 200 and pay only $6 for the first month of service. Francine, good afternoon to you and welcome to the big thing. Welcome to the Flow Hour live on Carrier FM and of course the Q95. Of course, you're no stranger to the program. Good afternoon to you again. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, Dominica. Good afternoon. I hope everyone is doing okay. Urban, it is hot.
It's hot. It's really hot.
It is hot on the outside. I took a little walk.
But you know, we gotta give thanks for the weather, you know.
Yes.
But it's really hot. It's cooking
in
out
all
there.
things, we give thanks, but I am telling you, it's not easy on the outside.
It's cooking.
It is cooking, and of course, it's as hot as our Father's Day offer.
That's right. So, of course, we got some specials for all the fathers out there. So, of course, I'm just going to allow Francine to tell you guys more about this promotion we got just for the fathers.
Definitely. So again, good afternoon to our listeners, to our customers in waiting, everyone part of the Flow family. I said warm, but it's really a hot good afternoon
Trust
to
me.
you. Of course, you know, we're live as well at the Flow Experience Center. So saying good afternoon to all our colleagues and everyone who is listening. And at Flow, it's all about Father's Day. From today, Urban,
Yes.
you know, we're always early and we know that Father's Day is scheduled as per the usual for next week. So next week, Sunday, we will be celebrating the fathers and the father figures. It's very important to add that piece, right?
Of course, yes.
Because you may not be, you know, biologically a dad, but of
you
course,
dear.
you dear. You're doing what you have to do. So good afternoon again. And as I said, you know, our Father's Day offer is as hot as the sun on the outside. We're doing it big for our fathers. We have handsets discounts.
Right.
So up to 15% off selected handsets. So if you want to gift dad with a handset, of course, that's always a good gift, you know.
For sure.
And Urban, we know the fathers, they can be a little rough on the handset.
Yes.
You know, sometimes I'm not going to call names, but I met a customer last week, you know, and he had a phone and I was asking, you know, how do you actually use this? Because it's in pieces.
Right.
So, of course, you know, if he's listening, you know yourself, it's time to make a change.
Make a change,
And
man.
Flow has some amazing discounts for you this Father's Day. So enjoy up to 15% off our selected handsets. Of course, we have our postpaid offer.
Right,
We're
right.
hitting them for 4, and we're tying this in with our Father's Day offer. So, of course, if you sign up for a postpaid plan, you merge, you consolidate, you put everything together with your fixed services. You pull everything under one umbrella, basically. You get a handset as low as $4. And if you sign up 4 persons onto your broadband plan, so that's 4 postpaid lines added with your broadband, you pay only $4 for 4 handsets.
Right.
And each handset is valued at $699. So that's loads of value,
That's
Urban.
amazing.
Loads of value that we're giving to our customers. And of course, the amazing broadband offer we started yesterday, Urban, where if you sign up for broadband, you automatically get a free handset. It's that easy. Not $1, not 50 cents. You don't have to do anything. You come in, you switch to Flow, and you walk away with a brand new smartphone this Father's Day. I think we need to give them a break to take this one in, Urban.
Yes.